Like I mentioned, the 60th anniversary of Laguna Woods is going to be celebrated on Monday. One of the groups that's going to be partying very hard are the folks from Thrive. I want to welcome Paul Ortiz to the program.
Thanks for having me, Michael.
Now, Paul, most people know you as an employee here in the village, but how did you get involved in Thrive? Usually I'm here talking to a resident about Thrive.
Exactly. Well, staff has always been supportive of the Thrive Project, which started about 2008 with Dr. Beth Perrick and myself. She was the Golden Rain Foundation president at one time, and this Thrive Project just kind of, everybody says organically, that's a word, but that's actually what happened. And as we brought different residents in, staff was always there to kind of help them because, you know, we would have meeting rooms, we would have events, and just trying to get you know, a little rhythm with, you know, what events and what we're going to do throughout the community, just so that we can outreach to many of our residents.
Yeah, it's always had the kind of nebulous mission of whatever it takes to help people thrive in the community, no matter what it is. Thrive is kind of there to support that, whether it's health with memorial care stuff or just having an ice cream social, right?
Or just being kind. You know, that's really what this was about. Thrive really came about because we wanted residents to get together or have a place to get together so they can meet new friends, new residents, new neighbors. And we've been so fortunate in all these years now to actually make friendships with not only you know, different people that join our project, but also we've had other residents who come to our events over and over again. Now they've got 3, 4 friends and they're bringing neighbors. And that's really what it was all about. It's reconnecting with your friends and neighbors in our community.
There'll be some major connections going on Monday, September 9th over at Clubhouse 2. That's the big party. That's the 60th anniversary. Now, not to carbon date you, but you've been around longer than most residents because you worked here for so long. What have these celebrations been like in the past? The 40th, 50th, that kind of thing?
The 50th was really the one that sticks out in my mind because that was something that we had really worked on, especially here in the TV station. We even had a parade once that came down, you know, down Clubhouse 1, and we had the Clown College, you had Shriners, you had people in convertibles, so that was really cool. We also had a time capsule that was buried out in Clubhouse 1 as well with a bunch of stuff that had been put in. So as these years go on, you know, they've been quite unique, but the 60th is going to be on Monday, and that's going to be a big event over there at Clubhouse 2, as you mentioned. And Thrive is going to be there with a table, and we always have wonderful literature to share with our residents. And then we always try to hand out cuties, little tangerines. People seem to really enjoy that, so that brings them back too. So we'll have some of our representatives there as well. But you know, it's going to be a great event on Monday. A lot of people from different organizations will be there, and Thrive is just going to be one of them.
Harkens back to Orange County's citrus past.
Exactly. That's exactly right.
Can't do much about the temperatures, but you know, there's going to be quite the spread, right? I mean, almost every club's going to be represented. Everybody's going to be there, right?
Oh, there's going to be a lot of people there. So we do encourage you to get there early. They're also going to have chair yoga. They're also going to have free ice cream. And so there's going to be entertainment. There's going to be booths that people can go and talk to different organizations. We do encourage people to definitely, you know, bring some water if it's going to be still pretty warm at 5 o'clock or so. So it's going to be a pretty big event, so we encourage everybody to get there as soon as possible.
Now, David Deering is going to be with you guys, and he does short poetry writings and those kinds of things. We actually did, I think, a spoken word on here when I interviewed him one time. And what's he going to be doing?
Well, David's going to be part of the Concerned Citizens for Peace International Peace Day, and that's something that we're actually jumping on board with Concerned Citizens on that. David Deering is always been a terrific person here at Village Television. He's very involved in the community. So Concerned Citizens is going to have something there on September 19th. That's going to be at 3 o'clock, also at Clubhouse 7. And so we're just going to have a table there to help support their cause. They're going to have music from the Feisty Women. Sharon and Mark Hochberger will be there. And then Moki Lund.
There you go.
Right. Moki Lund is also going to be there. These are all wonderful entertainers and performers in our community. And so this is just going to be, you know, Give Peace a Chance is their title. And it's just really a part of Thrive too. It's like, you know, being kind and just, you know, being good to your neighbor. And it's also, you know, just a good remembrance of, you know, why are we here? We're here to kind of support one another and get people through hard times.
Yeah. You've worked here like a while. You've met so many of the residents. What's it like, as have you seen over the decades, of the people who come here and they discover this community and they do thrive here? What's that like to see that happen to someone who comes in kind of wary and then they get in a couple clubs and they start doing some things?
I think that's the biggest surprise for residents when they move in here. Most of the time they move in here because, you know, the cost of the home is a little bit better than the surrounding Orange County area. But I think what they're really surprised about is all the different amenities and all the different clubs and organizations. So then next thing you know, they're taking up ballroom dancing, or they're going down to Clubhouse 4 and doing all the wonderful things over there with the wood shop and artistry and all kinds of things that are happening. And so you see residents, thriving when they move into this community. My mom and dad all lived outside of Laguna Woods. Well, as you get older, you kind of just have that small circle of friends that live somewhere near where you live. Where in this community, I mean, you're going to Clubhouse 1, you're going to Clubhouse 3, you're doing all these different activities. And the recreation department does a wonderful job of making sure that there's plenty of things to do. And I think that's what we see people doing, is thriving in our community as they move in and as they continue to age, in our community. And, they just find different hobbies that they don't even realize they're actually really good at now.
Right, and I think that's one of the things I discovered. You and I did a tour when one came here and kind of acclimated me to the area and all the clubhouses, and I was surprised at how many amenities and how many things that you could get involved in. There is just a plethora of things to do.
I mean, you could go, horseback riding in the morning, play golf in the afternoon, and then go to 19 restaurant and have a drink and a nice dinner.
And do a painting club or go to a yoga.
Do a painting class in the evening. I mean, the villages in Florida would be the only comparable place to this, which isn't even comparable. And, this place is so unique. You couldn't build this place at this time. It'd be so expensive to build all these clubhouses, have all these amenities. But after 60 years, they've managed to really provide a wonderful place to live.
Now, looking a little bit ahead, Thrive and Memorial Care are teaming up for a fall event, and it's going to be for the harvest season, mini pies, that kind of thing. Tell me a little bit about that.
Yeah, so last year we had the same thing. People really enjoyed our mini pies. So we have different flavors of pies, and actually when you start to RSVP, they'll ask you what kind of pie, and we have, we don't have every pie. We have some pies.
Come on.
So let's be
reasonable.
Be reasonable. So we're going to do that on Monday, October 28th. We're going to start getting some more publicity and some more information out there. Memorial Care has always been an incredible partner with Thrive. They help us get these events on. And not only are we able to send the message out about Thrive and connecting residents together, but we get a little bit of information regarding Memorial Care and some of the wonderful things that they have for our community. They've been a partner in our community since we were built. So, not only are we celebrating 60 years, but they're celebrating, I believe, 50 years.
Right, they're celebrating 50.
So, they've been a terrific neighbor for us, and we've been terrific partners with us, especially with Thrive.
How important is it to have community partnerships like that, whether it's Memorial Care or other providers in this area, for this community to kind of connect to and kind of find out about?
Yeah, I think it's so important because it gives us resources. We have doctors, we have physical therapists, we have people that have other means to give us education in our Thrive project and the people that participate. So those are some things that we'd have to go and chase down. So now that we have someone that's partnering with us, in this regard, then they can bring some of that information. And honestly, too, they help us with pies and ice cream trucks and all the wonderful things that, we're able to provide. People, it's nice that we have something for them. And if it wasn't for our partnership with Memorial Care, a lot of these things wouldn't happen.
Yeah, and when you do something like that, pies or the ice cream, then that is one of those little glues that kind of gets people together talking about pies. Oh, I remember when my mom used to make pies with the ice cream social. When we were kids, we used to go for a dime at Thrifty and that kind of thing,
That's exactly right, especially the ice cream truck. I mean, when you're standing in line at the ice cream truck, ordering your drumstick or your 50-50 bar, you feel like you're 6 years old.
Yeah.
You're excited, you're looking at the menu.
You'd hear the ice cream truck in the distance,
Exactly.
you start looking for quarters in the house.
Oh, absolutely. Eddie Murphy has an incredible skit on that.
Right.
So yeah, it is nice to bring people together and have that experience, and they enjoy it.
Let's recap one more time. September 9th, Thrive's going to be their 60th anniversary celebration.
Right. We're going to be at the 60th anniversary. That's going to be on Monday, and then of course we're going to be with Concerned Citizens. That's going to be on September 19th, and then of course we're going to have our Thrive fall event. That's going to be the Harvest Social, and that's going to be at the end of October.
All right, Paul Ortiz from Thrive, thank you very much for joining us, and I'll see you later in the office.
I'll see you in a little bit. Thanks, Michael.
Thank you. When we come back, we'll be talking to the Pub Club. Stay with us.